on Arkansas football begins in 98 days. This is Arkansas Game Day.
Diggs drives it deep to right center field. You gotta go. That ball is gone. Kendall Diggs will send him back to the hotel. With a walk-off homer, the Hogs win 6-5 on Diggs' 11th of the year.
Presented by Beckert and Van Buren, Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, and Resort TV Cable in Hot Springs.
And welcome into Arkansas Game Day. For the next 30 minutes, myself and Tommy Kraft will have you locked and loaded for another matchup, the fifth time this season, Tommy, that we'll see the Aggies and the Razorbacks battle on the diamond, the second time in Hoover. You got a 4-0 record against them, trying to make it 5-0 starting at 12 o'clock.
Yeah, and we really got to start questioning our logic and thinking that, these teams go to Hoover and they really don't care about advancing very far. They've already sewn up their seeds. The Razorbacks find themselves back in the semifinals for the second time in 3 trips to Hoover. And 6 of the last 10, you look at the Final Four standing today in Hoover, 3 of the top 4 seeds are there, with Vanderbilt advancing in the late game last night. It's the 2-seeded Razorbacks, and like you said, the Aggies, who would be the lone team outside of those top 4 seeds, advancing to today's semifinals. Seems to me, Ty, that this event might be a little more important than we think from the outside looking into these players.
Yeah, and they, again, players are competitors, regardless if it's baseball, if it's cornhole. I know Dave Van Horn is talking about different games that they played over the years. I've talked with former players that play paintball or whatever. They're just, they're guys that want to compete, and especially not just whether it's their teammates, but it's a team like Texas A&M, which is an inner. I know we're going away from the West and Eastern divisions, but that is an inner SEC West opponent. Maybe not Ole Miss or LSU, but it is a team that you like to beat. So again, this is a game today that sends you to the championship. Tommy, I'm intrigued with Arkansas and Florida being essentially neck and neck the last week or so, and then Florida getting the tiebreaker over them. They've got a shot to be in the championship. You've got a shot to be in the championship, and I think a lot of Arkansas players want to test their merits against the Gators tomorrow if they get by the Aggies.
Yeah, and you'd like to see maybe your best pitchers in that matchup. You might get to see that in Omaha a little bit later on in college baseball's season, but even if the Hogs and the Gators face off, or whatever the combination may be, it's still not going to be probably the way it would play out in the regular season, and certainly the way it may play out in a few weeks from now. It's going to be Johnny Holstaff probably a lot of this weekend for a lot of these staffs, particularly these teams that are all securely in the postseason. Now, I think A&M of the last 4 teams left, and they play the Razorbacks for the 5th time. Arkansas has beaten them every time. They've got the most still to play for as far as where they could be placed on the bracket. Could that move you up from a 3 seed to a 2 seed in whatever regional? They're not going to host, but of the 4 teams that are left, there's no question A&M's got the most to gain out of what happens today, and maybe tomorrow if they can beat the Razorbacks for the first time this year.
Pitching matchup today features Brady Tigert against Matt Dillard. I know Brady Tigert still was on that pitch count last time. We'll see if he's a full go today, or they still wait till the regional next week. But that's what you have in front of you. We'll see what else Arkansas pulls out of the pen at this point in time. We'll see how long Brady Tigert goes today, because, again, what you liked and what you saw from the pitching, from Morris, from Hagen Smith, from Hunter Holland, there's been some positives. And Brady Tigert's had some solid outings that have been cut short because of his pitch count. I think that's something that Arkansas fans want to see if they still have another week or so to wait to see if he's a full go.
Yeah, and they've done a really nice job of setting up the pitching for next week in the regional and getting everything on schedule. This puts Tigert kind of in the proper rotation if it's game 2, and that's kind of where he's been folding in to the rotation recently. He'll be ready to go a week from today. I guess we'll see if Will McIntyre will be the one that's called upon when Tiger's pitch number is up, or the innings are up, or however they're going to gauge that today. Will McIntyre make a second appearance in the SEC tournament? So far, through just a couple of games, we've not seen anybody twice from the mound.
Yeah. 877-377-6963, our number to call or text in this morning. Arkansas ranks within the top 5 in virtually every baseball poll, and we'll see if a win today and a possible win tomorrow against the Gators or the Commodores is enough for them to surpass Wake Forest. I know they've got the ACC tournament. I don't know. I need to double-check and see what the ACC tournament looks like right now and how Wake's doing, but it's not completely out of the realm of possibility, Tommy, that if Arkansas goes on a run and wins this thing, that they could still be the number 1 overall seed.
And I guess you could say the same thing for Florida. They've got 45 wins, I believe, at this point. So it would not be surprising to see an SEC team. And really, if you stop and you look at it, the best team from the best conference probably should be the number 1 seed, and that's I don't think Wake is so dominant that you got to give it to them because they're clearly the best team, and then you've got all this collection of great teams from the SEC. I don't think anyone in college baseball, even the most staunch ACC fans, would argue the SEC is just the better league this year. But wouldn't surprise me still if Florida slipped in there to be the number 1 overall seed, depending on. And I just wonder how much today and tomorrow even have to do with that, or if the committee's already made some of those decisions at this point.
Like the Razorbacks, Wake Forest is in their semifinals today. They'll play Miami at 12 o'clock today in Chapel Hill. So that's where that's at, the ACC tournament. So you'll get kind of an update on that later on Hog Reaction with Zach and Christian. By the way, this is, again, Arkansas game day. We mentioned that Hog Reaction following the game. Phil and Bubba checking in momentarily in about 25 minutes as we'll go to Hoover. And thankfully, Phil is in Hoover, Alabama, thanks to a few sponsors like Resort TV Cable and Hot Springs. Switch to Cable Links Broadband and boost your internet. Give your wallet a break. Sign up by May, and we will double your speeds by June the 1st. By Beckert. Beckert and Van Buren is now hiring for junior electoral project engineer and electrical engineer positions. Great pay and benefits. Prospective candidates can apply in person at Beckert and Van Buren, located off exit 3 off 540. And by the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, with over $1.2 billion in scholarships raised for Arkansas students, as we're live here from Harry Robinson Buick GMC this morning. It is nice to have a game at 12 o'clock, Tommy, right around lunchtime on Saturday. It's a beautiful day across many cities here in Arkansas. So I know there's a lot of people that are doing things this Memorial Day weekend, but I think a lot of people are going to set their schedule for 12 o'clock to listen and watch this Arkansas baseball game.
Well, it's such a beautiful day outside. I bet there's a number of people listening right now to us get ready for this broadcast that are on the lake somewhere. Maybe they're there in their backyard doing some work, going to be around their pool. It's a nice, beautiful day in our state, and I think a lot of people will be listening to this game on the radio. They're out shopping, going to the big store to get the stuff they need for to do home repair projects, whatever it is. Today's a day you get a lot of things done. And a baseball game in the middle of the day, hey, we can still enjoy it with Phil and Bubba right here on these ESPN Arkansas stations. So I think we're going to have a lot of people listening doing the things they love in addition to Razorback baseball today.
Yeah, listening to baseball or basketball or football on the lake is underrated. Now it's more likely to be baseball because of the time of year that the sport is played, but that's one of my favorite things to do. I remember listening to Phil and Bubba call the game in Stillwater last year when Jalen Battles hit that grand slam, and listening to that at my friend's lake house. Like, I really, really enjoy listening to baseball when you're out on the lake. And I just think, Tommy, the fact that we have on this Saturday the weather being like it is, and I know weather's always up and down in Arkansas, but we couldn't have asked for much better weather on a Saturday.
That's what I'm saying. You know, a lot of people, I know I'm going to probably watch outside and listen outside all at the same time. It's just too good a day to be cooped up indoors. So get out and enjoy some of this great weather. It's, just perfect weather across all of our state today. So I think it'll be a great day. And it'll be a great day to be in Hoover. They had their largest crowd since 1999. In yesterday's games, over 15,000 people were at the Hoover Mets. So and it had to do with gorgeous weather there. It was the Friday before a holiday weekend. A lot of people had taken off. I think a lot of people that had bought tournament tickets didn't arrive till yesterday. They needed to work through Thursday and then drive in from wherever they came. But the biggest crowd of the year, and I know LSU fans like to show out, but there were a large number of fans there, and, of course, LSU playing yesterday. And that was a good game between them and A&M, and A&M held on at the end. LSU made a run in the ninth inning. That was a fun game to watch. I watched the latter innings of that, and that was a fun game to watch yesterday, and I really thought LSU was going to come back and spoil the party for A&M.
Yeah, no, Texas A&M, like you're saying, Tommy, was on the brink, and then again they were down, then we're up, and then you just didn't know what was going to happen. And I got asked yesterday when we're watching the games, like, what would be a better opponent for Arkansas? And it's like, well, LSU's clearly the more talented team, but A&M looks like they really want this. And you spoke to the idea of, which you're 100% right, of A&M benefiting more from wins down the stretch in Hoover. There's no question about that. I mean, Arkansas, Vanderbilt, and Florida are solidified at this point. A&M still has a chance to rise. Though how much, I don't know, but that is something that I know Jim Schlossnagle is preaching his guys leading up to this game in about 15 minutes from now. Still one more segment coming up here on Arkansas Game Day. If you've got some thoughts, 877-377-6963. We're also on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter if you want to react to us as well. One more segment, Arkansas Game Day, coming up.
This is Arkansas Game Day, presented by Beckert and Van Buren, Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, and Resort TV Cable in Hot Springs.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Beckert Van Buren is seeking a plant electrical engineer. Candidates must hold a BSEE from an accredited university and have experience with power distribution and project management. Applicants should also be able to specify electrical gear and plan for future expansions. Beckert is a renowned international company known regionally for great pay and excellent benefits. Apply today at Beckert and Van Buren at Exit 3 off Interstate 40.
The new lotto game from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery is creating new traditions for our players, like Margaret from Conway.
I always play 2004, 20 and 4. That's Mr. Biscuit's adoption year. When we win, I'm going to give him the life he always dreamed of. Isn't that right, Mr. Biscuit?
Your numbers, your game. Play Lotto every Wednesday and Saturday for your chance to match 6 and get rich. Only $2 per play. Call or text 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
ESPN 95.3 is live on location.
Todd Richardson back here at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. You see the big sign outside says more for your trade. And not only do you always get more for your trade, you can outright sell your vehicle. Isn't that right, Eric?
Man, exactly. 5-10 minute appraisal won't even take you long. Just come down and see what we can give you for your vehicle. And if you don't want to sell your vehicle and just probably just want to trade your vehicle, come down and see us. We're paying sales tax on our and used inventory. So coming down, save some money, and have a good time.
And the good thing about the pre-owned inventory is not only are you taking care of state sales tax paid, but you're also giving people an incredible selection. Over 300 total vehicles on the lot.
Over 300 vehicles. That's from heavy duties to just probably some more fuel efficient, so anything for the family. So come down and see us and go Hogs.
Come by and see Eric today. Harry Robinson Buick GMC Exceed11 off of I-540 right here in Fort Smith.
Why do people love Shamrock Liquor Warehouse? Simple. They've got it all. 70 years in business, 15,000 square feet of choices. They buy in volume so you can save. What else? How about the largest selection of everything? Shamrock's got it. Special orders? Shamrock's got it. Convenient drive-through, open 6 days a week? Shamrock's got it. Need a keg for your party? Shamrock's got it. Load up at Shamrock Liquor Warehouse at the corner of Midland and Riverfront Drive in Fort Smith.
Hey guys, tired of waiting around for hours just to see a doctor? Well, check out Arkansas Medical Weight Loss, centrally located in Fort Smith. It's never been easier to start your weight loss journey. Short wait times means you get in and out quickly and back to your busy life. Now offering semaglutide and tirzepatide to reduce hunger and increase metabolism. Give Arkansas Medical Weight Loss a call today at 479-551-2800 and start your journey to a happier, healthier you.
What matters most to your family can now cost less. AOG can help you reduce your energy usage without giving up comfort and reliability. Seal and caulk windows. Change the filter on your furnace. Set your thermostat at 68. At AOGC.com, you'll find lots of energy-saving tips that can be done for little or no cost. While you're there, take advantage of AOG's other money-saving energy efficiency programs. Visit AOGC.com today and get more comfort for less cost.
With everyday low prices on top brands, locally owned Yeager's Ace Hardware is committed to offering real service with real savings. Get these red-hot values at any of our 4 locations. 1-gallon chlorine or 13.3-ounce pool shock, only $4.97. 10-pound triacicide granules, $7.99. And 2 cubic foot Miracle Grow Moisture Control Potting Mix, only $12.99 with your Ace Rewards card. Find more everyday low prices online at YeagersHardware.com. Yeager's Ace Hardware, offering real service with real savings.
Hi, this is Melissa Vitale, owner of True Grit Running Company. Your young athlete deserves the best when it comes to footwear. After all, it's good to start early so they don't have problems in the future. We've got options for training, cross-country, gym class, and more. Our well-trained staff can guide your student athlete through our personalized fit process to help find that True Grit fit. And for our cross-country kids, we offer a 10% discount off of your total purchase. Visit our store in Fort Smith, located behind Chick-fil-A.
Hi everyone, this is Lisa with Davis Floor Covering. Are you ready to update your home or office and get it looking its best? Whether it's new carpet, hardwood flooring, tile, stone, or luxury vinyl plank, Davis Floor Covering can help you with all your flooring needs. With the best brands such as Bella Sarah Hardwood and JP Mathis Vinyl Plank Flooring. And we even do countertops, so come on in and let's get started. Davis Floor Covering, 3 locations to serve you: Fort Smith, Springdale, and Tahlequah. Or call us, 479-452-4808.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game.
ESPN 95.3.
This is Arkansas Game Day, presented by Beckert and Van Buren, Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, and Resort TV Cable in Hot Springs.
Swung on and belted. There it goes. Way out of here to left field. A grand slam, and the Hogs have the lead.
Back here at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Tommy, we have the lineup card, and you noticed something pretty big in the starting lineup today.
Yeah, John Bolton's back in the lineup, so he's been held out a couple of games after that collision with Peyton Holt that resulted in a ankle injury that has sidelined him for a few games. John Bolton back on the lineup card today. Let's just go through it. Josenberger is going to lead off and play center field as you'd expect. Kendall Diggs, who was the hero in Game 1 with the walk-off shot that won the ball game, he'll be your DH and bat second. Jace Borfrin's going to work in right field today and bat in the 3-hole. Jared Wagner, who had the big grand slam in Game 1 at the SEC tournament, bats fourth and plays in left field. Brady Slavin's back at first base, will bat fifth. Caleb Calley over at third will go sixth. Peyton Holt, who has not moved up in the lineup but has been the hot, kind of the hot batman, great in the field. He'll remain in that seventh hole in the batting lineup and play second base. Parker Rowland behind the dish as the catcher. And John Bolton, like we said, will be the shortstop again today after missing a couple of games. He will bat ninth. Brady Tigert will be your pitcher today. And that's kind of been the plan and the way it's been set up. So good to see John Bolton back in the lineup. That means you really don't have much more to worry about as far as his availability, and never really truly worried about that. But good to see him out there today. You know he'll be a full go for the regional.
I think any coach would take Peyton Holt in their 7-hole, but are you surprised they haven't moved Josenberger out of the leadoff spot? And do you think at any point this postseason, if he continues to struggle hitting the baseball, that we might see a shift in the batting order?
Game 2 of the regional. Maybe if it's not better, or they're not liking what they're seeing leading up, you could see a change for that 1-4 matchup, and we don't know who you'd be playing necessarily. But if things aren't going well, maybe you have to make a change by Game 2 of a regional. But I don't think at this point we say out of one side of our mouth these games don't matter. Then we look and the one, let's see, what is it? The 1, 2, and 4 seeds along with Texas A&M are still playing here in Hoover. But I think as far as, these are not do or die back to the wall kind of games. You start getting in a regional, maybe make a little stronger move or a harder look at your lineup. But who knows how Dave will, baseball's a game of up and downs. And Josenberger hadn't forgot how to hit. He's just in a bit of a slump, and the only way to get out of that is to keep working through it. And, you want him peaking at the right time.
His defense has been there. The diving catch he made the other day, there hadn't been any issues with his hammy from that. Just hadn't been hitting the ball well.
Now, but his speed on the base pass, and if he can find ways on, you hate to move that much speed out of the leadoff role too, because when he does get on that time or maybe 2 a game, that base pass speed is lethal.
Yeah. Arkansas again, 12 o'clock. We'll join Phil and Bubba in about 10 minutes from now. Florida and Vanderbilt's the game after, like Tommy was saying. That game, around 3:34. We'll see what happens against Falls. 30 minutes following that game. And again, Wake Forest is playing Miami right now out in Chapel Hill for the ACC tournament semifinal for the chance to move on. So we've talked about Florida and Arkansas potentially being number 1 overall seed, and I think it has a lot to do with Wake Forest was to fall to the Hurricanes later on today.
I'd like to be a fly on the wall with the tournament committee, and I don't know, have they gathered? Do they go through the same process? Does baseball get the same process of everybody getting together in one room? Is it more Zoom? I don't know all of that with baseball, but how much of the work has been done, and how much of movement in these conference tournaments today will really affect anything at the top of the brackets? We don't pay as close of attention to other places where you could earn a tournament bid or out of your conference tournament and steal a bid. That's not going to affect anyone we're talking about today in Hoover. But, what kind of movement could that create on the bracket? I think all that's left here in Hoover is, could A&M maybe move themselves, or have they already moved themselves off a 3 line to the 2 line inside someone's regional? A&M right now, with the way they're getting really hot, they're going to be a team that someone's got to deal with next week in a regional. My question is, will they be a 2 or a 3 seed wherever they go?
Kevin texted in via YouTube, says A&M is a team that Arkansas cannot take for granted. I don't think they're going to today. 4-0. I mean, it's really difficult to go 3-0 to a team in a season. It's difficult to go 4-0. Arkansas is going to have to go win 5 games this year against Texas A&M if they're able to defeat them today. And that's really, really tough to do. And that's been in the years of every single, and the minds of every single Aggies. They don't want to get swept by Arkansas this season. There's no guarantee that you wouldn't see them at some other point in the postseason as well. So that definitely plays a factor in the game coming up in about 30 minutes.
Yeah, and, the one thing, just, like you mentioned there, you're 4-0, swept them at home, you beat them earlier this week. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say A&M's a great team, but they're a really good team. Arkansas is probably more in that great category. It's just hard to beat anybody 5 times in a year like this.
Yep.
So, I mean, that's kind of what's got me a little apprehensive about whether or not the Hogs will be around for tomorrow. But if Tiger gets off to a good start, gives you 4 or 5 good innings perhaps, gets that pitch count, 65, 70 pitches. We'll see how far they want to stretch him out. That'll be interesting to see that. And then also, is it McIntyre? They go to a different direction in relief out of the pen. Do they bring Morris back? He had a good 5 innings. I would kind of doubt that. He's been more of a 3-inning guy, but probably not see his arm again. I'll be interested. Is it Adcock? I'll be interested to see what they do in relief today of Brady Tiger. That's an interesting thing to watch.
Phil and Bubba coming up. Don't forget about Zach Arns and Christian Johnston have hog reaction directly following the game today. Big one. We'll see if Arkansas can get to the SEC championship against Texas A&M, if they can get by the Aggies later on in about 30 minutes or so. For Tommy Kraft, and I'm Ty Richardson, and appreciate everyone joining us here on Arkansas Game Day. We'll go live to Hoover next with Phil Elson and Bubba Carpenter.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek